Assalamu alaikum students. In the last video, we had discussed paper 1 5090 variant 1 to October November 2023. We had discussed from question number 1 to question number 20. Now, today we are going to start this second video from question number 21 to question number 40. So first of all, I would like to discuss the question number 21, against which type of infection or disease and are antibiotics effective. And students, you know that antibiotics can only be used against the bacterial infections. Other microorganisms cannot be killed with the help of these antibiotics. So the option B, which is cancer, option C is heart disease, and the fourth is viral infection. So it means these three options are wrong. Only A option is correct, which is that antibiotics can be used against the bacterial infections. So A is the correct option. I would like to next question, which is question number 22. And in this question number 22, we are going to read the statement, given statement. In this question, they have given one graph. The graph shows the antibody concentration in a child's blood over a period of time. So child's blood over a period of time, it shows what happens to the antibody concentration after a child is vaccinated against a particular disease and after the child is infected by the pathogen for that disease. First of all, the child was vaccinated and then the infection was caused by the pathogen. And then what happened? We have to find out the correct statement. And first of all, the first statement is memory cells have disappeared from the child's blood by 3. This is wrong. Memory cells have not disappeared. They were appeared where at point 2. They were appeared at point 2. Memory cells were in the child's blood at 2. So it can be a correct option. Memory cells were in the child's blood before 1. No, they were not vaccinated at that time. Passive immunity was attained at 4. This option is also not correct. Only option B is correct. You can see over there in graph at 1 it was vaccinated, and at 2 the memory cells appeared, and then infection was caused by the pathogen as at point 3. Now you can see the number of antibodies has increased at till point number 4. So it shows that antibodies has been increased because infection was caused at point 3. So only according to the statement, we can say that only statement 2, which is B, is correct. All other statements are not correct. All they are wrong. Now I would like to move towards the next question. Question number 23. Which label shows the location for the production of urea? Location, production of Okay, A is stomach, no. B is pancreas, no. C is large intestine, no. And D is the liver. And you know, students, the urea is produced in the liver. So D is its correct option. Question number 23. The correct option is D, which is liver. Next question is question number 24. You can see over here. A student was asked to compare a typical spinal reflex action with a voluntary action, reflex, spinal reflex, and voluntary action. Spinal reflex, immediate reflex, and voluntary action, which is under the brain. You can say this is the response which is produced by the brain. He has made one mistake in this comparison. Which row shows the incorrect statement, reflex action? and voluntary action. Option A is rapid response to a stimulus. This is correct statement. We have to find out the incorrect statement actually. Response may be slow. Yes, voluntary actions are always slow because they are under the control of brain. Initiated by the response of a receptor to a stimulus. Receptor to a stimulus. And then initiated from the brain by conscious thought. Yes. Number 3, the nervous impulse takes the longest pathway. No, the shortest pathway. The nerve impulses always take the shortest pathway. The nervous impulse takes the shortest pathway. Okay, they have written voluntary actions are always the longest pathway, whereas the reflex action will take the shortest pathway. So this statement C is incorrect. Effectors are muscles or glands. Effectors are, yes, voluntary action. Effectors are muscles only. So it means question number 24 has incorrect statement, which is option C. Option C is the correct option for this incorrect statement, which he has given. Next, question number 25. And question number 25 is, a person is sitting in a darkened room. After 5 seconds, a light is turned on. 5 seconds after that, the light is turned off again. First of all, dark room, and then after 5 seconds, light is turned on. Dark, then light after 5 seconds. 5 seconds after that, light is turned off again. Then again light. Dark, light, and then dark. Okay. So, in the darkness, the diameter of the pupil is larger, and when there is light, the diameter will become short. So here we have to go accordingly. So first of all, I would like to the option A, in which you can see first is the dark. So you can see the diameter is great or large, and then after 5 seconds, these are the 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, the diameter has decreased, and after 5 seconds, again 5 seconds, the diameter also increased. So in this way, I can say that the A option can be the correct option. Let's see the other options. Diameter is in the dark, the diameter is very short, and then it is increased. So this option is incorrect. In C, the diameter is very large, and then it is decreased, and again it is decreasing. So it means this option is also incorrect option. Again, diameter is very small, and then it is increasing again. It is because when there is dark, the diameter of the pupil is always large, and when there is light, the diameter will be decreased. So in this case, the A option is the correct. In this case, the A option is the correct option. So I would like to move towards the question number 26. Let's see what is in question number 26. Question number 26 is description of the body's response to changes in temperature are listed. There are so many statements, about 6 statements are there. So we are going to discuss these statements. Arterioles in the skin, temperature, changes in temperature. Response, body's response to changes in temperature. Arterioles in the skin surface constrict. Arterioles in the skin surface dilate. Hair erector muscles contract. Hair erector muscles relax. Sweat evaporates from the skin, muscles contract spontaneously. Which descriptions apply to the body's response to hot weather? Hot weather. It means in the hot weather, the body's temperature start to rise. So the body has to maintain its temperature. So what should be the responses? For arterioles in the skin surface constrict. Mm, Construction will reduce the heat to evaporate. Arterioles in the skin surface dilate. Arterioles should dilate, so more of the heat should go out of the body. Here erector muscles contract. No, here erector muscles should relax. Sweat evaporates from the skin. Yes. It will cool down the body. Muscles contract spontaneously. No. It means the statement 2, 4, and 5 are correct statements. So according to these three statements, the option A is not correct. Option B is also not correct. Option C is also not correct. Only 2, 4, and 5. Option D is the correct option. When the body start heating, so what happens? The arterioles in the skin surface, they will dilate. And secondly, here erector muscles will relax, and then sweat evaporates from the skin, because in this way the body temperature will not rise. It will become normal again. So option D is the correct option. Let's move towards the question number 27. Question number 27 is, the diagram shows how the concentration of glycogen stored in the liver of a human changes over time. Glycogen stored, concentration of glycogen stored. The changes have to maintain the constant concentration of glucose in the blood. Okay, it means glycogen. Extra glucose is stored in the form of glycogen. And when there is less glucose in the body, deficiency of glucose in the body, then glycogen break down into glucose. So here we are going to find out which answer is correct for this graph. Concentration of glycogen stored in the liver, it is at 1, then it is decreasing 2, then it is again increasing 4. Now it is decreasing, and then at 5 it is also increasing, and at its 6 it becomes normal. During which period in the concentration of glucose in the blood average? At option A is 1 and 6. No, it is normal range. We have to above average. At 2, it is decreasing. And then at C, 3 and 4, it is the same concentration, which is increasing. But at 3, you can see this in this way. The glycogen has broken down. When the glucose concentration was normal at 0.1, then concentration of glycogen was also normal. Then glycogen start decreasing. It means there was deficiency in the blood, that glucose was less in concentration, so glycogen breakdown and it produces the glucose. So concentration of glucose has been increased from 3 to 4, and then it is also increasing and becoming normal again. So it means the option number B is the correct option. Now move to the next question. Question number 28. The diagram shows some seedlings grown in the light. Which statement decreases the distribution of auxins in the seedling? In the first experiment, light is from the upside, and you can see seedlings are in full light. Every side of the uh, plants or seedlings are getting light. Where in experiment 2, you can see they are turning on one side from where the light is coming. So we have to find out the correct option. Which statement describes the distribution of auxins in the seedlings? So, excuse me, auxins is equally distributed in experiments 1 and 2. In experiments 1 and 2, the auxins are equally distributed. No, not in experiment 2. It can be in experiment number 1. Auxins is equally distributed in experiment 1. Yes, because the light is from all sides. Auxin is equally distributed in experiment 2 only. No, auxin is not distributed equally in experiment 1 and 2. So according to this information, the statement number B or the option B is the correct option. All other options are not correct. So in this way, I would like to say that the option B is the correct option. And we move towards the question number 29. A plant has 20 chromosomes in its leaf cells. The plant reproduces both sexually and asexually. What is the correct number of chromosomes in the gametes and in cells used for asexual reproduction? Gametes means they will have half number of chromosomes. Gametes will always have the half number of chromosomes because they are produced as a result of meiosis, whereas the other cells will have the complete set of chromosomes. So the complete set of chromosomes, there are 20 chromosomes in the leaf cells. So in this case, gametes have 20 in option A, and cells are asexual reproduction 10. No, in asexual reproduction or mitosis, the chromosome number is maintained. In B, you can see gametes have half number of chromosomes, whereas so it means this option is not correct. B option can be and C is in C. You can see the gametes have full number of no, full set of chromosomes. No, it means only B is the correct option. C and D both are the incorrect options. So here I would like to say that only B is the correct option because gametes always they are produced as a result of meiosis. So they will always have the half number of chromosomes or their chromosome number is reduced to half. Okay, next question is question number 30. What are features of sexual reproduction? What are the features of sexual reproduction? Fusion of diploid nuclei? No. Fusion of haploid nuclei? Yes. Haploid means as in the above case, chromosome number was 20. So 10 from one type of gamete and 10 from male gamete and 10 from female gamete, there will be the total number 20. So fusion of haploid nuclei and then production of clones. No, in this case, the clones are not produced. Production of genetically different organisms. Yes, it means the statement 2 and 4. Variations are always produced when there is sexual reproduction. So statement number 2 and statement number 4 is the correct statement. So the option D is the correct option in question number 30. Next question, number 31. question number 31 is which statement, which flower structures produce pollens? Pollen are produced in the anther. Okay, you can see anther, it will produce the pollen grains. Which is the male part? Filament? No, this is filament. Stigma, female part. Style, female part. So anther will produce the pollen grain. So the A option is the correct option. Now I would like to move towards the question number 32. The diagram shows the female reproductive system, which Rao correctly labels the diagram. First of all, number 1 is oviduct. Number 2 is, this is bladder. Number 3 is urethra. Number 4 is uterus. Number 5 is cervix. Or number 6 is vagina. So according to this labeling, we are going to find out which statement is the correct. First is bladder, wrong. Urethra, wrong. Oviduct can be correct. Oviduct can be correct. So second bladder, third urethra, fourth is uterus, 5 is cervix, and 6 is vagina. And here in the ureter, not ureter is not here. Uterus, no, and cervix, no. So it means the B statement is the correct option in this case, because it is according to our correct labeling. So you can say that we have to find out the correct labeling of this given diagram of female reproductive system. And according to our labeling, the correct option is the B option. Now I would like to move towards the question number next, and which is question number 33. And in question number 33, you can see again, there are 4 labelings, P, Q, R, and S. The diagram shows a fetus in the uterus. Which structures are essential for feeding the fetus, and which structures are essential for supporting it and protecting it from mechanical shocks? Okay, first of all, feeding. You can see that P, feeding, P is placenta, and P is placenta, and R is umbilical cord, and then Q is amniotic fluid, and S is amnion. Sorry. And according to these headings, you know, the placenta and umbilical cord, they are used for feeding, whereas amnion and amniotic fluid, they are used for supporting and protection. So here, according to these labelings, correct labelings, we are going to find out which is the correct option. A is not the correct option, which is P and no. B, P, R, E, and S. So B is the correct option. C is also not correct. D is also not correct option. So according to our correct information, the question number 33 has the B option is correct option in this case. Now, question number 34. Question number 34, which statement are correct? Each chromosome contains 1 molecule of DNA. Yes. A gene is a section of DNA on a chromosome. Yes. A gene contains smaller regions called alleles. No. different forms of genes are called as alleles. So statement 1 and 2 is correct, and according to statement 1 and 2, the B option is the correct option. Option A, C, and D are not the correct options. Only B is the correct option. Move to the next question. Next question is question number 35. Question number 35 is, you can see the diagram shows the inheritance of the allele capital E for polydactyly having an extra fingers, which is dominant over the allele for no extra finger, which is small e. Capital E is with for polydactyly and small e is for without extra finger. Male without extra finger, male with extra finger, female without extra finger, and female with extra finger. So capital E is dominant over the small e. So here you can see we have to find out the phenotypes, genotypes of M and N. And they have given 4 genotypes of them. So you can see M, which is a male with extra finger, and N is a female which is without extra finger. So M will be with extra finger will be dominant over the female which do not have the extra finger. So the offsprings will be produced these three. Okay, according to these three, what are the genotypes of the persons M and N? In option A, capital E homozygous for polydactyly, or N is homozygous for non-polydactyly, okay, which is without extra finger. And in case M, as capital E is dominant over the other, so what will happen? It will be with extra finger, and female will also be with extra finger. And in C, capital E, small e, and in D, all are no. So it means D is the wrong option. A is also the wrong option. So in between, we have to select between B and C. And here you can see capital E, small e, capital E, small e. No, again, B is also incorrect option. And now only one option is left behind, capital E, small e, small e, small e. So this is the answer. So correct option is C, in which heterozygous form of polydactyly and the female are without extra finger. 50% will be with extra finger and 50% will be without extra finger. So C is the correct option in this case. I would like to move towards the next question. And next question is question number 36. What is question number 36? These 3 flasks were set up as shown at 35 degrees centigrade. Each flask had a balloon attached to the top. Balloon and flask contains water, yeast, and sugar. Water, yeast, and sugar contains water and sugar. No yeast in this. Contains water and yeast. Yes. The amount of inflation of each balloon was recorded after 1 hour. What is the correct order for the balloons from most to the least inflated? Most to the least inflated. As number 1, in this case, yeast is present, due to which the inflation rate it will be high in number 1. And secondly, again, in flask number 3, water is there, yeast is there, but no sugar. So second inflation time will be by the 3, and then at last, in the last, where there will be only water and sugar, so it will be at the last, flask number 2. So according to this, number 1, number 2, and it will be at number 3. So 1, 3, and 2. A is the correct option. Next question, question number 37. We are moving towards the question number 37. And what is question number 37 is, a tree has insect larvae burrowing in its leaf. Tree. First tree, and then insect larvae in the trees. Okay. Tree. We are making this food chain. Tree, insect larvae, and the emerging insects are eaten by the birds, and the birds have parasitic fleas. Fleas. So this is the food chain, and you can see which pyramid is a pyramid of biomass and which pyramid is a pyramid of number for this food chain. So pyramid of biomass, biomass of tree will be highest, then insect larvae, and then birds, and then fleas. So the biomass, pyramid of biomass will be number 2, and pyramid of number, tree is only 1. So 3 or 4, out of 3 and 4, which one can be the correct? First of all, number of tree is 1, and then insect larvae. So insect larvae, and the bird is larger than insect larvae, and then fleas has greater number. So in this way, 3 is for, this is not for number, because they have shown the greater number of birds, which should not be greater. Greater number of the parasitic fleas should be mentioned over there. So in pyramid number 3, they have correctly drawn this pyramid. So according to this, A, B, and D are not the correct option. Only C is the correct option, in which pyramid of biomass is 2 and pyramid of number is 3. So always try to draw the these food chains before solving this type of questions. Next, question number 38 is, the fossil fuels used as energy source today developed from animal and plant remains buried millions of years ago. What was the initial source of the energy in these fossil fuels? Heat rising from the initial energy source. Heat rising from the center of the earth trapped by the fuels? No. Heat released by decomposers feeding on dead animals and plants? No. Metabolic activities of the animals and plants in the oceans? No. Sunlight absorbed by the producers. The sunlight is always used by the producers in an ecosystem. Okay, so in this way, the option is, this is the fact. So the option D is the correct option. Now question number 39. Which term describes the number of different species that live in area? Different species that live in an area. Biodiversity, different species, variety of species, community, different communities actually, in different populations living at a place, ecosystem. No, this is not the uh, different species living at the place. No, 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 no. Population, no. Ecosystem is when abiotic and biotic factors are interacting with one another. And population, different, the group of people, the same group of people living at a place. So biodiversity is only the correct option because number of different species that live in an area, diversity, variety of these species which are living at a place. Next question, last question, question number 40. If high levels of nitrates are washed into the river, the following changes may occur causing fish to die. Water plants die and fall to the bottom. Bacteria multiply rapidly. Concentration of oxygen in the water decreases. Increased growth of single-celled water plants makes the water green. Okay, now we have to find out the correct sequence of these changes. First of all, there will be the increased growth of single-celled water plants makes the water green. Number one. Then water plants die and fall to the bottom. Yes. Then number three, bacteria multiply when the plants will die. Then bacteria will multiply rapidly. And then concentration of oxygen in the water decreases. When the bacteria will multiply, they will use most of the oxygen. So oxygen deficiency will occur in the water. So this is the correct option. 1, 4, 1, 2, and 3. So according to this, A, B, C are correct. Not correct options, only D is the correct option. First of all, increased growth of single-cell water plants makes the water green. Then water plants will die and fall to the bottom. Then bacteria, when they will die, the bacteria multiply rapidly, and when they will multiply, then concentration of oxygen in the water will decrease. So thank you so much, students. If you like my channel, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. Thank you so much.